We are back at it again here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with Shiba Inu, continuing to fight and hold support here above 5 zeros and a 2-4. As you see it there, 5 zeros and 2-4, right? So now it's up here towards 5 zeros and a 2-5-3-9, and we could see how it's fighting to hold this support and not break through it, because if it does, it could quickly come right back down to where things started to accelerate back here on November 4th and the 3rd at around 4 zeros and 1-8, right? Those were those levels, and those lows down here of 4 zeros and 1-6-36. Now, it was a support that was actually a double bottom back at that time, where it came back towards it and bounced up to continue its run. And we're going to pull up 42 vision and take a look at where those bull and bear indicators popped up here on the 1 hour chart. And we're going to break down why these support levels are crucial, and the resistance is also something to not ignore based off the history of the chart. This is some of the highest levels that we've seen Shiba Inu, SHIB token, reach since back at the beginning of this year, back at the beginning of 2024 in the first half around February and March, hitting 4 zeros, 4-5-6-2, some of the highest points since the previous run back in 2021, right? When it was becoming more and more exposed to different crypto platforms. That's when the growth really started to expand, right? When it got listed on Coinbase, the speculation of Robinhood, it ended up getting actually added onto Robinhood. It's had a flat period here, and now it's running here at the beginning of the year, and now in the second half with all the other cryptos, SHIB token is pushing up. Same thing with Dogecoin, right? It had a slight run at the beginning of the year, hit highs here of 22 cents from the run of 8 cents, came back down, found support, and here it is, hitting recent highs of 43 cents. Some of the highest levels that we've seen since the last run back in 2021, hitting highs of 73 cents. Now, something interesting is it's at a crucial level here, Dogecoin as well. As long as it can hold above 34 cents, the selling pressure will not be that huge. But anything above 34 cents is just an opportunity for those that have been holding or averaging down to possibly get out. And that's why we're seeing so much volatility here as it reaches 43 cents, comes back down, and it's fighting to stay above 34 cents. It's at 38 just right now as I'm doing this video. But if we zoom into the 1 hour, you could see there the chop, and it's trying to push back up to go ahead and reach new highs. But it's something to not ignore how choppy it's getting up here. Anything above 34 cents is strength. Anything below that can actually signify some weakness. But right now, Dogecoin and all the altcoins and the overall crypto market is pushing up pretty strong. Now, Shiba Inu, again, this is some of the highest points that we've seen. It's sitting at 4 zeros, 25.25 right now as I'm doing this video. And it's going to be crucial to stay above 4 zeros and 20, right? If we go ahead and zoom into these charts, you could see here a huge support at that 4 zeros and 23, then down here at 4 zeros and 22. If both of those get broken through, then you could see down here how 4 zeros and a 20 is crucial, and then comes 4 zeros and 19 and 1800 down here that were based off the history of the chart. Now, I'm going to pull up these bull and bear indicators. We're going to take a look at them and the inflow versus outflow. If this is your first time coming across the channel, this is 42 vision, which allows us to see the dips from the rips to the dips, and where the strength and weakness lies within these charts. And the bull and bear indicators and inflow versus outflow just adds that extra layer of confirmation, and you can gain access to it as well. And you can see that there in the chart from wire fed borders to bright green, where the weakness is, where the strength is, where the strength is, where the weakness is. And this is the point of where reversals can be found, either from overextension to the downside to possibly pull back up, or overextension to the upside and possibly pull back down. So let's pull it up, which I'm going to pull up here, and you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here with SHIB token Shiba Inu under a bull indicator, right? You could see it here in the first half of the day, actually at 9 a.m. The 1 hour chart here under a bull indicator, it came back down to that area where it popped up. No bear indicator just yet, even though a full transition did happen from the dip area to the rip area, cooled off. And the question mark is, could this be a staircase effect to the upside, right? Now, that is something to not ignore. And if it does turn out to be that, and this bull indicator is dominating strong over the chart through the volatility, well, the resistance that needs to get broken through is 4 zeros and 2,800. And then up here, 4 zeros at 3,000, right? That is something to not ignore. Super critical. Some of the highest levels we've seen here so far for SHIB token. And you could see here the bull indicator that's been dominating since November 3rd, and the first bear indicator that popped up was back here on November 12th at these highs of 4 zeros and 2,800. So something to not ignore over the charts is it has lasted strong. This has been a pretty strong move. It's nearly gone up double, right? And here it is from those levels to where it is now, and here it is fighting to hold support and retest to the upside. It's going to be crucial for Dogecoin to continue upwards as well, and also Bitcoin and other tokens in the crypto space, right? That is something to not overlook. They don't always move together completely, but the overall market, when it's in a bull run, they're all moving. Other altcoins start to get attention as well. Some move more than others, but there's a lot of eyes right now on SHIB token. And we've broken down the math, right? If you were able to catch Shiba Inu below the 4-0 area at the 5 zeros and 6, 5 zeros and 5, 5 zeros and 7, right? That is something to not ignore. What were the possibilities and potential opportunities, right? Based off the articles we've read and things we've broken down in the past, how much you needed to own for it to reach $1 million if it reached 1 cent, right? You needed to own $500 to $700 worth, depending where you caught it in those areas, right? And what levels on the chart. If you were able to buy back in the day, right, at around these levels where things were low down here, 5 zeros and a 6, 5 zeros and a 5, right? Some of the lowest levels we've seen in the last several years since the run and pullback down, you needed around $500 to $700. And if Shiba Inu was to reach, right, not guaranteed, it's all speculation, and a lot of eyes are on Shiba Inu because it's the Dogecoin killer. It's supposed to compete with it, and you could see how Dogecoin and Shiba Inu tend to move together, right? If one is going up, the other one is following. Some are going higher than others. In this case, Dogecoin had a much more explosive move now here in October into November than Shiba Inu. But earlier in the year, in March and February, Shiba Inu tends to have had a bigger move, right? You could see that there. So the question is also, is Shiba Inu still in the process of having a bigger move? Because Dogecoin already moved a lot more than it. Earlier in the year, Dogecoin moved less and Shiba Inu moved more. Just speculation, something to watch. And definitely we will find out if it can break through the resistance levels above it here that I'm going to tell you guys to write down. And that's all speculation, right? That Shiba Inu can someday reach 1 cent, while a lot of people are speculating that Dogecoin someday can reach over $1, right? Or reach up to $10. I look forward to seeing your comments down below how you feel about this. Some people say that Shiba Inu may never reach a cent, but it could reach 2 zeros and a 1, or maybe even 3 zeros and a 1. It's not that far from the 3 zeros and a 1. It almost reached that back in the last bull run. It missed it by just a few spaces, right? All it needed to get through was 4 zeros and a 9, and then push all the way to the top, and then get from 4 zeros and a 9 to 3 zeros and a 1. So definitely things here are moving in the crypto space. This is all speculation and possibilities based off of articles we've read, things we've broken down, and the math has shown it. If you were able to catch Shiba Inu at that 5 zeros and a 5, 5 zeros and a 6, 5 zeros and a 7 mark down here at these lows, and especially in this consolidation that lasted from 2022 all the way to February of 2024, around those levels, all you needed was around 500 to 700 SHIB tokens, and that would give you about 1 million tokens, or about 10 million actually. And if it was to reach 1 cent, it would go ahead and give you the possibility of $1 million. Now, I said it was 10 million, but no, it would give you about 100 million tokens. So here we are with SHIB at the 4 zeros and the 2500, right? 2500 area. And we need to see Shiba Inu not lose momentum here, because it's slowing down at a key resistance at that 4 zeros and a 3 mark. It needs to break above that. It rejected off of it. It's not that far from it, but something to watch. And the first level I would tell everybody to watch here in this tight range is that 4 zeros and 2300 area, and all the way down towards 4 zeros and 2200, right? That's where things slowed down and pushed back up. And then also here, it's been a huge support multiple times here every time it's pulled back. And here it is trying to push away from it. So that is one key level right there in that tight range. Then below that, if both of those get broken through, then it comes 4 zeros and 1900 to the 1800 area. And if those get broken through, we need to go ahead and reassess and take a look at these charts and see what's going on, if it's just volatility or how much worse the weakness could be, right? To the upside, I'll be watching here the 2800 area, and if that can get broken through, the 4 zeros and 3000, right, is going to be crucial. And if it can break above that, it'll be 3100 and then 3200 to start watching. But right now, in the bigger picture, on the 30-minute, there's a bear indicator, but the 1 hour has a bull indicator. If you pull up the 2 hour, it's under a bear indicator here since November 12th at the 4 zeros and 2600. But then you zoom out to the 4 hour, and there's still a bull indicator here since back here on November 5th at around the 4 zeros and 1700 area. So with the bull and bear indicators, one can see days in advance where the weakness and strength lies, and you can gain access to it as well. You could see here in the previous big runs, those bull indicators popping up, and once the run is over, the bear indicator popping up. And so far, no bear indicator here just yet in the bigger picture. And then if you put the 1 day, it's been under a bull indicator here since November 9th. So there was a tight consolidation here back after that first run in September. Tight consolidation, broke above the resistance of that 4 zeros and 1900, 4 zeros and 2100, and it got up here towards 4 zeros and 3000, right? So it's going to be crucial for these supports to hold. The key levels I've broken down with you guys, something to not ignore there. And you could see here in this updated article, came out November 10th, how it talks about different cryptos here, but Shiba Inu price projected to reach 3 zeros and a 1. And that's what I was breaking down in just a moment. Last time that it ran, right, that Shiba Inu ran, it missed it by just a few pushes up, right? When you go all the way back here, it went all the way up to 4 zeros 88. The next step was 4 zeros 90, and then above that comes 3 zeros and a 1. So based off that article and the history of the chart, it is possible, if this bull run goes ahead and lasts and has real strength, Dogecoin may continue to push up as well. Not guaranteed, but they tend to lift each other up or get attention around the same moments and times. Don't move exactly the same, but it is something interesting to see. And I could see why, right? 3 zeros and a 1 is possibly possible, right? And they're speculating on that here for Shiba Inu. It's been under a lot of selling pressure at the time of this article coming out. That was November 10th. If you go back to November 10th, it was actually falling here, and then it finally started to go push upwards, and here we are breaking out. So into November 10th, the move started to go ahead and get real strength, but it was sitting sideways. So it's talking about that and what's going on, but the news updates are pointing to a possible bullish spike as the election gets close, and the Shiba Inu price may surge due to this. Some are projecting a rise to 3 zeros and a 1 for Shiba Inu price in this period. So they're basically saying that that might be the high or close to the high in this bull run. So definitely something to not ignore and be realistic about at these levels and where Shiba Inu sits, how high it went the last bull run, and how close it can get to that or break through that and be around those levels in this one if this is the bull run that has started. I look forward again to your comments. Are we in the real bull run? Is this just a push of hype and speculation and excitement, and we may come back down and retest key support levels? Or has the run began and this is going to hold strong? I think those levels on the Shiba Inu chart are definitely worth not ignoring, especially the support down here at 4 zeros and 1800 and all the way down to 4 zeros and 1600. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.